What's up, everyone? Welcome back to Favorite Fighter Friday with a little bit of a mix-up. This time is me and Katie. Let's go!
Let's go.
But I hope everyone's having a great day. We're gonna get into our favorite fighters of the week. Kate, you want to go with your favorite fighter first?
Well, it's not a favorite fighter, it's fighters. It's kind of a package deal for me with the Bonfim brothers.
Let's go.
One, they're great. Two, they're kind of new, so limited information. But let's go. Let's start with Ismail Bonfim.
The elder brother.
Yes, he is 27 years old.
Mm-hmm.
He has been fighting since he is 15 years old.
Yeah, I feel like that's just where we have to start with this.
Well, yeah,
first.
so his record is 19-3.
Yep.
His 3 losses were two were in 2011, which is when he was 15 years old, and then his third loss was in 2014, which is when he was, 18? 17?
Yeah, 3 years later, so he would have been 18,
yeah. 2 of those losses were to Renato Moicano and Adriano Moraes at 15 and 18.
Yeah.
So, you know what? That's not bad.
Adriano Moraes, former flyweight champion and won championship. Renato Moicano, fucking
currently
top contender.
Exactly. And like
no
I said,
shame in getting losses in your teens to those people. You know what I mean?
Jungle Fight in 2014, that was his last loss. Since then, he has just been absolutely destroying shit.
Yep. Yeah, on a 13 fight win streak since then. Mm-hmm. Oh man, yeah. Ismail, he's such a fun fighter. I don't know. It's so hard for me to just get past the fact of he's 27 years old. He has 20 plus fights in pro experience, and just I don't know, the fact of starting at 15, you just do not see that at all these days. It's just such a wild
I
thing.
actually really don't see it a lot. But he's a great fighter. First of all, he's fighting in my favorite fucking division at 155, so that's already a huge,
a short fighter for 155, notably. He's only 5'8", and rewatching the Contender Series fight with him, that was the first thing that, kind of jumped out to me. I was like, oh yeah, I forgot kind of how short he is.
Yeah, but whatever. He's okay. He's doing good in his division.
Oh yeah, no, it's not the biggest deal at all.
But he's technical. He has great power. He's a good counter striker. He's not the most active, but he's not incredibly patient either, he has just a good pace to him.
Yep. Just keeps it consistent, it is not Piotr Jan first round or something where it's just to a detriment, you know what I mean?
Right, he got the decision win in the Contender Series, but honestly, it was a beautiful win. He just picked Abasov apart. He was fucked up at the end, and Abasov was landing good shots on him, but he ate them well. He has a chin, he just fucked this dude up. It was beautiful.
The right hands did nothing to him. The biggest things for me in that fight were the left hooks up top and to the body.
The body shots, that's one thing that I like about him is he mixes up the headshots and body shots so well.
It's beautiful to watch, honestly. And that's just another thing. So you see so many fighters they just get so caught up in, okay, gotta hunt to the head, and they start landing punches to the head, so they're like, okay, just keep with it. But to see a young fighter with just good stand up and just not neglecting those body shots at all, it's just yes.
Right, and it's kicks to the body, punches to the body, kicks to the head, punches to the head,
a jump and switch kick to the body in that Contender Series fight. It was 10 seconds in, but oh man. Yeah, the jabs are fucking strong and fast. Just keeps it consistent on them to put pressure. Keep pushing them back to the cage. The biggest thing for me, he has really good defense and head movement when, he'll throw a shot and then expecting the counter. He gets back, he's able to move his feet and get out of the way. But he just does not return his hands to his chin at all. And it's just, I feel like it's kind of the Max Holloway thing, where it's like, if you're just kind of fighting at, his pace and trying letting him dictate things, it's going to be like hard to hit him. You're not going to get the better shots off, but if you can punch with him, I feel like that's just going to be a much better way to get things done against him.
Mm-hmm.
But again, he's 27 years old, so like there's so much time to learn.
Exactly, and he's doing great. I definitely believe he will learn and do better. Yeah. I'm just so excited to see what they're going to do in the UFC.
Yeah.
Because then making his UFC debut against Terrence fucking McKinney.
And I mean, no fucking easy way to get into the UFC.
T-Rex has a few losses, yeah, but he's not a slouch. You know what I'm saying? He's not
at all
an easy fight to get into, but he definitely made it look like, I deserve to be here and up with these guys, because he outstruck him in the first round. He was just kind of doing his thing on the feet like he normally does. But then the second round came in with the flying knee, 2 minutes, 17 seconds left. Like,
beautiful.
Knocked him out clean.
Yeah, like,
beautiful.
Going into this fight, Terrence was 3-1 in the UFC. All of his wins are finishes in the first round, and his one loss was to Drew Dober, who he almost knocked out in the first round before he got finished himself. Like
T-Rex is dangerous and
beyond dangerous. Has one of the fastest knockouts in UFC history, 7 seconds over Matt Frivola in his debut. Like, yeah, that is not someone you want to mess with, and he handled that pretty fucking well and easily for making beautiful. Your UFC debut.
Yeah. Contender Series was beautiful, and his debut was even better. Like,
he's just got such solid stand-up, which, like, again, just another banger at 155.
I love it.
Like, it's just insane how, like, this is just what the division is, and it just keeps going that, like, they just never stop coming. There's just so many new guys constantly coming up that they're just like, yes, war. And it just, man.
Keep 155 alive.
It's beautiful. I am very excited to see what he's able to do, like, in his UFC career and against the higher level of competition.
Yeah. And then his brother, a few years younger, at 25 years old, he started fighting at 16, I believe, in 2014.
Yep.
He's undefeated. He is 14-0 now? Yes.
Yeah.
Has he gone to decision? No.
Nope.
All finishes. So. All finishes.
Yep.
He's
another Shavkat coming up.
He loves his chokes, triangle chokes, RNCs, guillotine, mounted guillotine.
Von Flue on the Contender Series.
Von Flue, Darce choke, like, just beautiful. But that Von Flue on the Contender Series, though, was especially pretty.
Yeah, that was so good.
Trey Waters, he went to go lock up the guillotine on him, and it was kind of in there deep. And,
it was tight as fuck.
Yeah, and Gabriel was just like, fuck this, climbed over, went to the other side, just released any danger of that guillotine and locked up the Darce. And honestly, watching it live, like, when he moved over, you knew that he was good, but when Trey started tapping, you're like, wait a second, what happened? And then they show the replay and he had everything locked up and you're like, yo, bro.
Yeah.
It's so good.
DC on the commentary had no idea what happened. He was just like, what?
No, because seriously, it's like, at certain angles, you're just like,
nah, yeah.
What happened?
I mean, because I remember watching that live and just, I don't know. I've just been one that's been wise to the Von Flue for just a while, so it was just like, just seeing that setup. But yeah, like, Trey Waters going into that fight 6'5" at welterweight, and Gabriel was doing very good on the feet, just slipping out of the way of the jab, getting out of range and landing his own jab, big, like, 1-2 and combos. Just being the smaller, shorter guy, but just better on the feet. Man, it's so good.
Yeah, because Trey was very tall for 170 at 6'5". Like, I wonder how many times he's really dealt with someone being that much bigger than him. You know what I'm saying? Like, he probably hasn't.
Yeah, because, I mean, he's 6'1" at welterweight, so that's
he's
not
tall himself.
Yeah, that's not a small frame at all for the division.
But that's what I'm saying. And yeah, first round just handled it so well.
Yep.
And it's just beautiful because, he fought on the same Contender Series night as his brother and then made his debut the same night as his brother. So his brother got that beautiful decision. Then he came in with that Von Flue.
Yep.
His brother knocked out Terrence McKinney. And then he came in with the mounted guillotine over Munir Lazzez.
Yeah, that... again, both of them making their UFC, like you said, on the same card. I don't know, like... I just love that. Like, just them having the same fight on the Contender Series. They both get the contract together. It's like, let's go. And then just in their home country, they get on the fucking Brazil pay-per-view.
Yes,
and
like, it was beautiful.
It was so good. And then exactly, just extremely tough test for both of them in their UFC debut. Like we said, Terrence McKinney for Ismail Bonfim. And then fucking Munir Lizez coming in, who was, I believe...
He was 2-1 in the UFC at that time. Because in his debut, he had beat Abdul Alisson.
Yeah.
He lost to Warley Alves and then...
Beat Angelusa.
Beat Angelusa, then lost to Gabriel.
Yeah, so, it's not like he's someone that's, like... above and beyond, great, but he was, like, he's a solid-ass prospect that was coming up, and Gabriel just dispatched of him easily, 49 seconds, and it was done. Has him tapping in the first round. I mean, the jiu-jitsu and the willingness to go after the grappling and going for the submissions for Gabriel is just so nice, but he does not have the crisp body work that his brother has.
Oh, he definitely doesn't.
They're
for sure two different fighters.
Yeah.
But both great.
And because I don't know, just, rewatching both of their Contender Series fight, when they, like, in the stand-up, they throw a lot of the same things, but they just apply it in very different ways. And so, just because one thing that I thought was interesting with both of them in their UFC debut, obviously, Ismail's fight went much longer than Gabriel's, but Gabriel... strikes landed by the target, 66 to the head, 22 to the body, 11% to the legs, where Ismail was 47 for the head and body and 5% to the legs. So very much more of, just going with the boxing, like to the head and body, where Gabriel is more of a head hunter and shows to throw a little bit more leg kicks.
Yeah.
But again, it was 49 seconds, he landed 9 strikes, you know what I mean? So there is not too much to read into that, but just an interesting little stat for them.
So with that being said, I'm just incredibly excited for them since I've seen them on the Contender Series. I was like, I saw them both booked. I'm like, let's fucking go. They won their fights in incredible fashions. Like, I'm just excited.
Yep.
Can't wait to see what they have for their divisions.
Yeah. 2 great brothers, 2 great prospects, and 2 great divisions. You gotta love it.
Nah, seriously.
But on to my favorite fighter for the week. In the same division as the older brother Ismail. Oh. How can you not love Charlie Olives? This man is...
If you don't love him, you're a certified hater.
Yeah. Because everyone loves an underdog story, and that is the epitome of Charles Oliveira.
Nah, deadass.
Before even starting with his fight career or anything like that, as just a young kid growing up in the fucking favelas of Brazil, just struggling, family poor as fuck, and at 7 years old, just loved to play soccer and stuff, ends up becoming sick where he's bedridden, can't even walk. Doctors telling him that he's never going to be able to play soccer again, let alone walk again. And I believe it was someone that like moved into the neighborhood and like became a friend of the family and like ended up paying like and helping like his parents like with the medical bills and stuff like that. But finally able to start walking again, able to start playing soccer again, starts doing jiu-jitsu after that, and just, ends up starting fighting, and just starts knocking people out and finishing people on the regional circuit in Brazil coming up, fighting at welterweight in like fucking 3-fight, one-night tournaments, just knocking everyone out. Just absolutely incredible a start for him to just, get into fighting. But then gets into the UFC in, when was it?
2010.
2010, makes his debut against Darren Elkins. And so, this was 13 years ago. He's 33 years old. Another one, just 20 years old making your UFC debut. That's just insane. What, like, cause you got, Raul Rosas Jr., who's real young, but there's a few other people, but it's just it's not very often that you see someone, 20 years old with 12 fights making their UFC debut. But has an incredibly rough start, losing fights to Jim Miller, Donald Cerrone, Cub Swanson, Frankie Edgar, was moving up and down between 155 and 145, but just the most consistent thing with him is he's always going for the finish.
Every time.
Oh, every single time. And
if he can get it, he's going for it.
Yep. Obviously, your submission leader in the UFC. This dude has 16 submissions for the record in the UFC. 10 of them are at lightweight, which is the record for the most submissions in lightweight history. 6 of them at featherweight, which is the record for most submissions in featherweight history. And then he also has the most finishes overall in UFC history at 19. I mean, how can you not love this guy?
What a fucking legend.
Yeah.
And still going, just...
That's the thing, and it's he's only 33 years old, but he's been around for so long that it's just it's just are you gonna retire soon, but
honestly, I just don't think he is, because like you said, he had a rough start, but then he went on a great fucking run.
Unprecedented run.
He lost it, Islam, he's about to fight Benny. We'll see how he does there, but if he really prevails in that fight, I don't think he's gonna be stopping anytime soon.
Yeah, I don't know. That's his plan. He wants to. He obviously plans to beat Benny, and then once that Islam rematch, and get that belt back. And I mean, I hope he doesn't stop fighting anytime soon.
Yeah, no,
but
definitely.
It's just 13 years in the UFC. That's just absolutely incredible.
I guess soon is hard when it comes to fighting, because I could see him stopping in 3 or 4 years or so, and that's not that far in the fight world,
No, yeah, 100%.
So, I guess. I don't know. But these next few years, I really do think that he's going to still try to go as hard as he can.
Oh, for sure.
And if he keeps winning, I don't know that he'll stop in 3-4 years,
No, yeah, because it's... Like you said, that win streak goes on a finishing tear. Subs Clay Guida, subs Christos Giago, Jim Miller, David Tamer, finishes Nick Lentz in the rematch with strikes, which was, I think, his first knockout in the UFC. Then finishes Jared Gordon right after. Finishes Kevin Lee with a submission. I believe that was a main event right before COVID started. Then gets the Tony Ferguson fight, the only guy that he's not able to finish. And every time I think about it, it's just terrible, because when he got his hand underneath his armpit and just cranks on that armbar,
there's no reason it shouldn't have been finished.
No reason. Both of them are just a fucking savage for that.
Not deadass.
But then, and then gets the title fight with Chandler, finishes him in the second round, finishes Dustin, finishes Gaethje, and then, loses to Islam. But, that is just a run that is hard to beat. Because even with, Habib, Tony, and, Islam, all of their, those are the other people that have long winning streaks as of recently in that division. But I don't none of them have 5 consecutive wins with 4 finishes over top 7 ranked guys, you know what I mean?
Right. And especially going into before Islam, the last 3, because that's 3 out of the 4 triangle square of violence.
That
triangle square.
Yeah.
It was originally the triangle. We realized it was a square. Anyway.
You got 4 because it's Dustin, Eddie, Gaethje, and Chandler. Those are the violent square of 155.
Right.
And I mean, it's crazy because, everyone talks about them because they all have fought each other and just being the most vicious guys at 155, sorry. But I mean, Oliveira never got the chance to fight Eddie, but he finished everyone else in that scenario.
Right.
It's like, but that's just...
He's truly the king.
Yeah, just kill or be killed fight style. For better or for worse, but, I mean, yeah, he's just always there to put on a show. He's got fucking 20/20 vision now, so hopefully, he
he can actually see now.
He gets adjusted to that, and he learns how to fight properly with it. Because he probably was like, I can see now, and just tried going after Islam. And was like, all right, we still can't do that, but...
No, imagine his aim is just off now because he can see. He got so used to aiming at, like, just a little bit over because he was used to whatever he was seeing, whatever fuzz or whatever.
He's like, I saw 2 of them, so he's like, I always knew to punch in between them.
It was a perfect shot.
He's like, but now there's only one. Where do I go? Do I go to the left? Do I go to the right? Like, oh, man.
Like, my eyes know where to go, but my hands don't.
But yeah, so it's just... There's just no reasons to me that you could ever hate or dislike Charles Oliveira, unless you're just someone that's like, oh, he lost a whole bunch, so he's not good, but it's like...
That's what I'm saying. You're just a certified fucking hater, because...
Exactly.
Some people lose, but his comeback was fucking amazing.
That's who he is now, beating, like we said, fucking Chandler, Dustin, and Gaethje, just all fucking consecutively. He's such a different guy than the one that got finished by ground and pound to Paul Felder and guillotined by Ricardo Lamas and Anthony Pettis at 145. You know what I mean? Like, it's just... Everyone wants to call him a quitter. Cut a little bit
less weight and learned a whole lot from those losses. Like...
Oh, yeah. But yeah, just so ironic, because everyone calls him a quitter, but he's the king of making people quit. Like, he has the most submissions. Like, it's the irony is beautiful.
Nah, deadass. So disrespectful.
But yeah, and so those are all the reasons that motherfucking Charlie Broomstick Olives is my favorite fighter of the week. But let's go. That was a fun one. Hope everyone enjoyed it. Thank you for watching. Like and subscribe. Catch you in the next one.
Have a great day.